The episode opens with a scene of a girl playing the piano. It appears to be a memory. Right after that, we're shown Chris. You may recall that she had once met this same girl. Now, Chris is being held captive at an oil rig. Meanwhile, we see a group scene with Lazarus and the others. Leland asks about Chris. But before he can get an answer, Doug interrupts and tells Harsh there's something important they need to address first. He questions her. Why didn't she ever mention that she used to work with Skinner at the HEC Institute, the very place where Hapna was created? Harsh admits it's true. She says she always meant to reveal it eventually. As expected, since she worked alongside Skinner at that facility, she was involved in the Hapna project. But one day, Skinner suddenly disappeared without any explanation. After that, Harsh also left the institute. Now, 3 years later, they've all come together again. Everyone is starting to realize what's actually going on. Doug presses further and asks who Harsh is currently working for. She hints that they probably already have an idea. She's working with a special task force set up by the NSA. She was selected because she personally knew Skinner. Leland is frustrated and says, "Why are we talking about all this? Shouldn't we be focusing on Chris?" We then cut to Chris's scene. A man enters, clearly the aggressive, unthinking type, and begins assaulting her, calling her a traitor. Suddenly, a woman named Inga arrives. She refers to Chris as Alexandra, which appears to be Chris's real, or at least former, name. Inga says she had always wanted to be the one to kill her, and now, finally, the moment has come. Back with Lazarus, the team is trying to trace Chris's location. Her GPS tracker had gone offline the night before, but the last signal showed she was near an abandoned oil rig close to the Arctic, a place known to be part of Russia's secret spy network. Harsh reveals they only have 3 days to save her. After that, a death-triggering device she's wearing will activate, and she'll die, something she seems to have accepted or even wants. Meanwhile, Inga mocks Chris, saying no matter how many facial surgeries she gets, she can't escape who she truly is. These scenes are cross-cut with each other. To summarize, Chris was once a Russian spy. 3 years ago, there was a plane crash, and it was assumed she died. But Inga always suspected otherwise. Chris's body was never found. She believed Chris survived, changed her identity, underwent facial surgery, changed her name, and disappeared. That's why they now call her a traitor. The team decides they're going to rescue Chris. Harsh tries to stop them, saying they don't stand a chance against Russian agents. But they ignore her warning and set out anyway. On the Russian side, the team discusses whether to report the capture of the traitor back to the motherland. Inga steps in and says this is her personal matter. She'll handle it herself, and there's no need to escalate it. The angry man resumes beating Chris. When she sarcastically asks, "What happened? Did your mommy scold you?" it only fuels his rage. Back on the other side, the team arrives at Oslo Airport. They still need to reach the northern region, but all flights are grounded. Harsh contacts them and says she's arranged a helicopter through a local organization. It will get them as close as possible to their destination. She's also arranged a base for Elena, so she can work her computer magic once they arrive. Even though this mission is off protocol, it's the only choice they have. We cut once more to the memory of the girl playing the piano. Another girl's hand reaches in and joins hers, a soft, emotional moment. Meanwhile, Chris, now unconscious, is revived when her captor throws a bucket of water on her. She retorts, "Oh, feeling powerful, are you? Torturing a woman tied to a chair?" The rest of the team, having secured a large ship, prepares to set sail. Elena finally gets a network connection and is ready to assist with her tech skills. Elena is trying to hack into the oil rig, but the network there is offline. She can't access it unless it's activated from inside. Meanwhile, we see Leyland and Axel inside a boat, which is camouflaged with a sheet to make it look like a glacier. They are warned not to make any mistakes because they're entering Russian territory. One wrong move could trigger a world war, so they must proceed with extreme caution. The scene cuts to Chris, still held captive. Her torturer mocks her, saying she thinks she's smart. Chris replies sarcastically. Wow, you're actually smarter than I expected. That only provokes him further, and he starts beating her again, throwing her around violently. Meanwhile, Leyland is seen controlling a drone that looks like a penguin. Underwater, Axel is approaching the oil rig. At the same time, Doug leaves the ship using a small lifeboat. Axel finally infiltrates the oil rig from underwater. Back inside the rig, Chris's torturer continues to abuse her. He pulls out a knife, ready to kill her, but just then, an alert is received. An unknown ship is approaching. He's told to check it out immediately. Before leaving, he reminds everyone. Remember, Inga said we need to keep her alive. Inside the rig, Axel reaches the main server room and activates the system. This allows Elena to finally hack into the oil rig's network. At the same time, the decoy ship crashes into the rig, causing a fire to break out. As attention shifts, Chris regains her strength and fights back. She beats her captor badly, just 2 or 3 solid kicks, and he's down, unconscious. Chris escapes, and Elena spots her on the surveillance feed. She guides Axel on where Chris is located. Inga realizes the ship was just a decoy and concludes that intruders are now inside the oil rig. Chaos breaks out. A fight begins as both sides take action. Axel tries to reach Chris, while Doug, Elena, and Leyland engage in combat with Russian guards. Axel eventually gets cornered, but Leyland's drone arrives just in time and neutralizes one of the enemies. Axel takes out another, clearing the way. The attackers spot the fake glacier and start attacking it. Leyland jumps into the water to save someone, showing bravery. Finally, Axel finds Chris. She's in a terrible state, completely beaten and exhausted. Meanwhile, the fire begins to spread. Inga arrives ready to kill Chris. Chris, however, calmly says that when she first saw Inga again, she froze. Even if I change my face or my name, I can't change what's in my heart, she says. It becomes clear that Chris and Inga once loved each other. Inga is upset that Chris left her behind in the organization. She asks why. Chris explains that she almost died in that crash, but when her heart started beating again, she saw it as a second chance at life. She wanted the world to assume she had died, so she could escape from the agency quietly. If she had tried to leave openly, Inga, her handler, would have been severely punished, and she didn't want that. Inga is hurt that Chris abandoned her so easily. We even get a flashback showing that they had once planned to escape together. Chris's real name is revealed to be Shashenka. Suddenly, the same angry man returns. As the two women are having an emotional moment, he arrives and calls Chris a traitor, then shoots Inga. Axel shows up just in time and takes the man down. The fire now spreads rapidly. Chris becomes emotional as Inga tells her to live her life freely. Axel grabs Chris and jumps into the water to escape. As expected, debris and rubble start falling all around them underwater. Their lives are in serious danger. Doug comes with a boat to rescue them but struggles to locate them. He eventually finds a piece of equipment that helps him track Axel. Axel uses it to reach the surface. Finally, they are rescued, and Chris is safe. In the last scene, we are told that only 12 days remain until the world ends. And despite all this, the team didn't really make any major progress in this episode. So, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. See you in the next one. Goodbye.